Beth Van Duyne.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. You know, state programs funded by TANF non-assistance dollars are designed to help countless Americans rise out of poverty through programs providing work support, education, training, reducing dependency on government. States are given significant flexibility when determining how to allocate these dollars, allowing programs to be tailored to meet each state's needs. For example, Texas has provided funding to more than 20 different programs supporting thousands of individuals through access to opportunities such as adult education and literacy and after-school programs. When TANF funds are utilized the way that they were intended, we've seen incredible success stories from those who have filled education gaps, benefited from specialized training programs, and received child care assistance. However, the drop in welfare caseloads and the dramatic shift in spending from direct benefits to non-assistant programs has also allowed an unprecedented amount of fraud and waste, as we've recently seen in Mississippi. It's vital that we maintain TANF's flexibility while implementing necessary safeguards to ensure tax dollars are spent responsibly and benefit those that are most vulnerable. It's also important that we don't forget that our aim here is not to arbitrarily strip benefits from those in need, but to encourage Americans to achieve success in self-worth. We've heard Republican states don't spend enough on basic assistance, or the benefits they do spend are small in comparison. But I want to add that there is some context to this. It's based currently on TANF funding is not allocated to states based on poverty. Let me repeat that. The way that it is allocated right now is not based on need. Instead, states are allocated TANF dollars based on what they've received in 1996, nearly 30 years ago, not the number of children and families below the poverty level today. And as a result of population changes, Republican states get significantly less money in TANF allocation than Democrat states. And for example, my home state of Texas, we receive $318 for every child in poverty, the lowest proportional TANF grant in the country. Meanwhile, New York receives nearly $3,000 in TANF funding per child. So any conversation about Republican states not providing enough basic assistance needs to recognize that this is a very important fact, that Republican states are getting significantly less dollars per family in poverty than our Democrat peers. Mr. Underhill, I want to commend you. I really appreciate your comment that welfare was never meant to be a career choice. That was very succinctly said. As you have heard, we're not all succinct in our comments, and it was a very powerful statement, and I appreciate you coming and sharing your experience with this program with us today. Mr. Farr, I appreciate the fact that you are here as well. It seems almost as if you are a victim of your own celebrity in this. Not everybody knows what these funds are used for or where grant dollars come from. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your story. I'm interested, though, because I saw some of the headlines that had come out. Were you contacted by anybody else that had felt like they had been kind of abused of this, or what has been the response that you have gotten, and why did you feel it was necessary to come today and share your story?
Well, thanks for asking. No, I haven't heard from really anyone else. Coming here is, as I said earlier, is twofold. So it doesn't happen to someone else what's happened to me, but also we get the funding to who needs it, and it's used as it's supposed to. I had no idea what I was getting into and was only trying to do something good. And by no means did the term TANF or welfare was ever mentioned until after the fact. And that needs to change. And so, I mean, it's been a rough 3 to 4 years. You know, people in Wisconsin and Mississippi, I think for many years, maybe, I can't say that necessarily liked me, but appreciated the way I played and so on and so forth. But after, and really across the country, whether you're a fan or not, I was well received pretty much anywhere I went. That changed, understandably so. The fact that I was branded as a person who stole welfare money, that's the lowest of low. And it couldn't be further from the truth. So I don't wish this upon my worst enemy. And hopefully, as I said, we can get the money where it needs to go. We get better at oversight. And this doesn't happen to someone like myself in the future who's trying to do something good.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you had the integrity to return the dollars and to make sure that your name is cleared. And really, really appreciate your testimony
Thank you.
today. Thank you to all the witnesses, and I yield back.